Shalom Israel. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth and who rule well. And a sincere salutations to the house of David, you Akim pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in all truth and all faith and in all sincereness, risking and putting your lives on the line daily for the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. It's Zakar'Yah coming at you with another lesson. Lord's willing, it be edifying.
You are going to breach public health orders anywhere in this state. You will be caught. The time is over in terms of warnings and cautions. A couple of incidents of note. Our welfare and compliance teams, Australian Defence Force and New South Wales Police working together on the back of contact tracing information. Went to a home in southwest Sydney yesterday morning and found a person that should be there, wasn't there. They made a number of inquiries and not that long after, that person returned to the front of the house in a motor vehicle. That person was spoken to by police and ADF, was issued a penalty infringement notice, stated that he'd hopped in his car and went out for some fresh air and hadn't been anywhere else. But the point is that if you are going to behave like this, yesterday over 2,300 houses visited. If you're going to behave like this, if you're going to step outside the health orders, you will be checked on and you will get an infringement notice, and that person will continue to be checked on and make sure that they comply.
Peak hour in Australia's second largest city. Public transport, normally filled with workers, is now near empty. Tough measures, including an overnight curfew, are in place to slow the spread of COVID-19 as the number of new daily cases remains in the triple digits, and the government is doing everything in its power to make sure people stay in their homes unless it's absolutely necessary. Tough fines have been introduced for anyone breaching isolation.
Apart from emergency medical care, there is literally no reason for you to leave your home. And if you were to leave your home and not be found there, you will have a very difficult time convincing Victoria Police that you had a lawful reason.
The government says nearly a third of people with COVID-19 who were visited by authorities weren't at home, which has been leading to community transmission. Now, rules have been tightened. People can't step out of their homes. The only exemption, health reasons. Hundreds of military personnel are being deployed to help Victorian police enforce the isolation orders, some of the toughest restrictions on the movement of people Australia has ever seen.
We've had to smash the windows of people in cars and pull them out of there so they could provide their details because they weren't telling us where they were going. They weren't adhering to the Chief Health Officer guidelines.
Hey, whoa, I'm immune! I'm immune!
Baby, don't worry.
Worldwide death toll rises to over 110 million.
All infected Americans are being forced into quarantine camps.
Sarah.
Every little thing
Sarah, what's going on?
be all right.
Department of Sanitation.
Sarah, talk to me.
I think my neighbor has a fever.
It'll be so much easier if you just open the door. Mrs. Grant, you have visitors.
Sarah, please. Sarah, open that door. Sarah, do not open that door.
No, if you do that, I will charge every single one of you. I'll take you to court and you're going to lose. Look at that no trespassing sign, yeah? There's 7 court case precedents from the Supreme and High Courts of Australia.
You said you're coming down, you're not?
Yeah, because I'm trying to talk to you first. You're not telling me what you're doing. Yeah, what's it? Search warrant for what? What gives you the authority to have a search warrant? Whoa, you do that. You know what? Leave my shit. Don't break my stuff, you Hey, stop breaking my shit! Leave my shit! Whoa. Yeah, okay. All right, stop. I'll stop. Okay. All right. Okay, stop. I'm compliant. Stop resisting. You're turning your hands behind your back.
This is to get New South Wales Health ahead of the Delta variants. The fines are some of the biggest fines that I've ever seen, and we will be issuing them as of today. So can I say to the members of the community out there, is that you may think that leaving your LGA to train is okay, but it's not. You've got a 5K limit now from your house in Greater Metro Sydney. We will be enforcing that. You do have to carry identification. There's a whole range of other health orders that we can use against you. I closed the first business this morning, a cafeteria at Leichhardt, for 14 days for continual breaches of the health order, and I won't apologise that more businesses will be closed over the next 21 days. The permit system is essential in terms of protecting regional New South Wales, and I would ask from Monday there will be information online on the government website in terms of how to access a permit, and the permit system will come in place midnight Friday next week. I think it's important that those people who have been getting around the orders, taking family vacations to other premises, that is over. The permit will only allow generally one person to travel for what is essential business. Premier spoke about the assets that will be involved in this operation. There are 1,400 men and women in the New South Wales Highway Patrol who now will be dedicated to COVID compliance duties on our roads. You would have seen roadblocks both south and north over the last couple of days, and across Greater Sydney and into regional New South Wales. Expect to see more roadblocks where we'll be checking with compliance. Some of the strongest laws, some of the strongest police action coming. I'm not apologetic. Please don't write and complain to me. We've given ample warnings and cautions. That time has gone. Thank you.
Firstly, in relation to police operations, there will be a visible and increased police presence in the affected local government areas, including deployment of specialised commands and including a riot squad, highway patrol and increased presence more broadly. From Monday, there'll be 500 extra Australian Defence officers on the ground as well, following a request by New South Wales Police. There'll be enhanced random checkpoints at key roads with accompanying electronic warning signs so that police have every ability with that increased presence to clamp down on people doing the wrong thing. From Monday, the health orders will be formally enforced from midnight. However, between now and then, police will still be able to impose these additional fines, even though the health orders kick in on Monday morning after midnight. Between now and then, if police have evidence that you're doing the wrong thing in any of these categories, these additional fines will apply. So $5,000 for on-the-spot breach of home quarantine, which is currently $1,000, $5,000 on the spot for lying on a permit, which is already a criminal offence, $5,000 on the spot fine for lying to a contact tracer, which is already a criminal offence, $3,000 on the spot fine for breaching the two-person exercise rule in any way, $3,000 on the spot fine for breaching rules going into regional New South Wales. In Greater Sydney and other lockdown areas, but not the local government areas of concern, the 10-kilometre rule will come down to 5 kilometres. So you can obviously do activity within your local government area, but instead of 10 kilometres from your home, it will be 5 kilometres from your home, and that's for all of Greater Sydney. All those areas which aren't the local government areas of concern will now have imposed on them the 5 kilometres instead of the 10 kilometres. In affected local government areas, we want to stress that exercise means only exercise and supervision of children. So the word recreation will not leave any doubt that word is taken out in terms of those local government areas of concern. Exercise means exercise. Many people know that, but unfortunately some people were trying to get around the rules that were imposed. In affected local government areas, you will need to register your single buddy to make sure that people aren't abusing that rule. And also, importantly, for regional New South Wales, you will need a permit to go into regional New South Wales, whether you're an authorised worker, whether you're travelling to a second home because you might be a worker utilising a second home, or whether you're inspecting real estate. You will need a permit. The permit system will be effective from next Saturday, but obviously between now and then, police can stop you and seek evidence for what you're doing, and if you're doing the wrong thing, you'll have those extra fines imposed.
Not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not to be vaccinated, meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm.